Good evening, Pokémon fans and Draft League players alike. This is Blazeman, and I'm bringing you my Week 4 battle of the PDD versus ShadedEel and their Sentret Heaven. I'd like to apologise for the prior week and this week for the lack of in-depth team builders. However, I've been extremely busy these past 2 weeks, and I have not had a lot of time to bring you this YouTube videos, of which I would hold to a higher standard. But I still feel these will be engaging content, but I can guarantee that from next week the videos will return to the standard of which I have set. Yeah, so we're going to quickly jump into the battle here, and but before I'm going to quickly show off Shaded's team. So we can see here that the team is Chi-Yu, Slowking Galar, Rotom Wash, Cyclizar, which is Terra Dragon, Fairy or Steel, Flamigo, Hooper Confined, which is Terra, Psychic Fighting, and Fairy, Quagsire, Bishop, Lycanroc, Ditto, and Glaceon. The Terra, I expect either Terra users. I think both are good versus me, and I would expect either to be Fairy type. So we're going to get into the battle here. Just going to open this battle. So I'll just quickly go over the team. So the team, as you can see here, we're going to lead off with Coda because initially I saw no way for them to. I saw no ghost type, so no regular Hooper. So I thought I can get my Flame Orb off turn 1 here. But so yeah, I can always guarantee my Flame Orb versus this Chi-Yu. I was scouting to see if it was Scarf or if it was Specs what it's locked into. But yeah, so as we can see here, it's locked into Overheat, which is going to be fairly good against my team. But thankfully, I've got a Split F Hydreigon, which can take this on very well indeed. So as you see here, they're just going to click Overheat, but I've got my Hydreigon in the back, which can take a couple. Now I debated between a couple of sets here. The set I chose doesn't take 2 overheats very well, but I wasn't entirely expecting Choice Specs Chi-Yu, but it can make sense now. As you can see, that does well over 75% to my Hydreigon, which is a considerable amount of damage, as I'm sure you can see. But yeah, so there I'm going to elect to Kick Protect here just to get a bit of leftovers recovery back. And they're going to switch out. That's it. But yes, also I'd like to apologise for the lack of video on my side. I've been having some technical difficulties recently. Again, due to the amount of time, I didn't really have a lot of time to record. So from next week, I have recorded my own footage, so that will be good. But yes. So as you can see, my opponent elects to bring in their Slowking Galar as I click Protect here, just to get some more leftovers back. Bringing me ever so close to the 50% range. Predicting my opponent here I was predicting them to Ice Beam or T-Spikes. I wasn't initially expecting the Chilling Reception because I wouldn't switch out. I could want to get off a Dark Pulse, but so I was expecting them to want to try to hit me here or make a prediction for me to bring in another threat. But again, the Chilling Reception was a slightly interesting play, but I can see how it can be useful if they predict me to switch out, wanting to preserve this with Chi-Yu, they can bring in another threat. I'm just going to click Protect here just to get a little bit more recovery back, as you can see. And they Chilling Reception out. Clearly Slowking was having some dad jokes here. You see my opponent brings in his Lycanroc Dusk, which is a big threat for my team, I'll be honest with you. I expected a sort of a breaker, so this set, as you'll be able to see in a minute here, is a Focus / SD set, which definitely caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, I was rather busy this week, so when I saw the Swords Dance, I should have initially thought Sash, but it didn't quite come to my mind. But yeah, so that was on me. This set really put me through a loop, put me on the back foot, definitely. So I'm going to switch out of my Hydreigon, preserving it, and I'm going to go into my Thwacky, which is actually my quote unquote switch, and I'm able to live a certain amount of hits from this mon, as you see when bringing it in here. So the grassy terrain in order to help me out with a little bit of recovery. So we see the SD here. So I'm gonna bullet seed this mon. But as I say, the sash should have been obvious to me at this point because it's a sword stance throwing. But which drain punch would have been the better play because I would have been able to live a hit, bring it down to its sash, live another hit, and then kill it in return, and still have my Thwacky at a reasonable amount of health, around 25-30% or so. As you see here, I'm just going to click Bullet Seed. Again, brings it down to about 20%, if that, 25%. But I just click Bullet Seed and bring it. I just click Seed Bomb, trying to Bullet Seed. Seed Bomb, bring it down to its sash, and unfortunately I have to sack my Thwacky here. Again, just really not being in the appropriate headspace for this match this week. Feels like I'm often going to be putting in quite a bit of work versus me. Yes. So we're going to see this like roll through off another close combat. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to. My Thwacky's going to go down here. Again, this set was a very, very well thought set. So I'll have to give praise to my opponent on this one. As I think I realise that this sash is gone. I bring in my Azelf here, which was never the play, if I'm honest with you. This Azelf was never, should have never been the switch, and I should have always gone into Goldengo. As you'll see here, I end up dying to the Sucker Punch, which I honestly completely forgot that this thing got Sucker Punch. So I sacked off my Azelf, which was never a good play because it was very useful in helping me revenge that Chiyu, which is growing an ever more threat. So I should have always, my Azelf should have never hit the field this turn. It should have always been the Goldengo that came in. Because I would have ended up having Colbur Goldingo, as you'll be able to see here shortly. And my opponent breaks my Colbur anyway. So yeah, this was a very good set. So yeah, but hey, no one is perfect. So yeah. So you see here, my opponent's going to click Sucker Punch, which is going to activate my Colbur, and it's going to do just over 50%, around 55, and I'm just going to elect to click Shadow Ball here. And Revenge is Lycanroc, so this mon has done a lot of damage to my team. And the only problem is this brings in Chiyu free, pretty much exceptionally free. And unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to get rocks up either, so yes, this is not looking very ideal for myself, but yeah, I'll always try to bring it back when I can. So I'm going to look to switch out here of my Goldengo into my Hydreigon, thinking I should be able to live two flamethrowers from this range, just about, but obviously this is probably a modest choice specs Chiyu. You're going to see that flamethrower does an absolute shit ton. It's not worth me preserving this Hydreigon. Unfortunately, this Chiyu was a big threat to the 6 I brought here, and I didn't play around at the vest, so that is unfortunately on my part here. So yeah, I'm going to have to let my Hydreigon go down, unfortunately. And the only one I can really bring in at this stage is my Quaquaval. Yes, this little fish is going to put in quite a lot of work here. So I'm going to bring in my Quaquaval here and attempt to threaten this thing out with a Aqua Step or Close Combat. But as you can see here, he's got a full health Quagsire, which is always a guaranteed switch into this thing. But yeah, so these next couple of turns here is going to be my Quaquaval not really just coming very close to killing this Max Vizdev Unaware Quagsire, which is an amazing switch into this, an amazing counter to my Quaquaval. Now that my Thwacky's gone down, I do struggle to kill this Quagsire. Yeah, this is going to bring in here, and this is going to start to be a bit of a threat. I go for the Aqua Step, just in case it's a Water Absorb. I'd like to find that out now, but as you can see, it's Unaware, which obviously would make a lot of sense into my team, or just into this Quaquaval. Otherwise, Unaware. If it's not Unaware, I'll just run away with this set here. Now I'm going to quickly fast forward for these next set of turns, next 5 to 10 turns or so. of just this Quaquaval, this Quagsire switching into my Quaquaval. As you can see here, I'm just quickly going for some subs and some Aqua Steps and close combats. Subs, Aqua Steps, close combats. There's a couple of times where I make some possibly questionable plays, but he's just stalling me out here. Going for Aqua Step, clicking sub. Now I'll play that, and as you can see here, my opponent lives on a slither of health. Yeah. One play that I did find quite interesting is that my opponent chosen to go into his Slowking, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. He was debating going into a Slowking, which I thought was interesting, but as long as this Quagsire is still alive, it doesn't really matter what my Quaquaval does, because this Quagsire is always around to revenge me. As you can see here, he's getting lower and lower. And as you can see, he lives on literally 5 HP. As I go for the CC, but of course, he can recover and just stay out of complete range. And at this point in the battle, it's not looking amazing for myself. This Quagsire has pretty much got me beat on a lot of occasions. And we're also on a 20-minute timer as well, due to some unforeseen circumstances. So I'm just got a little bit bored of switching, if I'm honest. And I actually choose to switch out here, going into my Ursaluna just to claim a kill with Facade, because I'm Guts Facade, so I'll always just claim a kill here. I was trying to weaken this Quagsire for my Quaquaval in game, which is looking like the strongest end game. As you see, the Slowking Galar comes in, and my Ursaluna is just going to absolutely kill this Oko, this Slowking Galar from 4. Obviously, you can see that they may want to switch in, but they just do not have any switch in. To switch in first, I'm going to kill anything, is possibly aside from the Rotom Wash. Yeah. As you can see here, the power of Ursaluna is just honestly disgusting. This mod is way too powerful. As you can see, I Oko the Slowking Galar from 4. Yeah, this was not an amazing matchup for myself. The double Water Core were very difficult for myself to handle, especially Rotom Wash being immune to ground. And, well, not even being immune to ground, just Quagsire having Water Absorb, or Unaware, and this Rotom Wash just being able to threaten me out with Hydro Pumps and Volt Switches as well, especially for my Quaquaval. As you can see, I'm going to Electro Switch out and sack off my Goldengo. There's not a lot it can do for me at this stage, and it's the only one that I think can live a Hydro from this range. But as you see, my opponent chooses to click Protect, which works out for me, so I can get my Goldengo in for relatively for free. As you can see, we've not got a lot of time left on this match. There's only 3 minutes of the match left, so we're going to speed this along a little bit. As you say, I'm just going to click Recover because there's not a lot this Rotom can do to me. I am faster than it, so I do get a recover and bring me back up to nice and full. My opponent is going to click Discharge. You see that does nothing, but unfortunately they do get the power. It was more rubbing salt in the wound at this point of just my chances ever so dwindling because Chiyu's always a switch in here. Obviously I have an edge chance to get rocks up, so it will live any one hit from full, because it's a Chiyu and it's got good natural bulk. I do call the switch in here on the Chiyu, and I do click Focus Blast, and I actually land it. So that's good, but unfortunately, yes, it's not going to be enough. The Chiyu's going to come just shy. One rock switch in, and this one would have been dead. And Goldengo would have might have even won the game from there. But yes, this Chiyu lived a lot longer than I would have liked. That's for sure. And you see, it's going to pick me off with a flamethrower here. Unfortunately. Yeah, as you can see, there's only 2 minutes left on the clock, so I'm not going to mess about. I'll admit defeat. Again, this was a difficult matchup at a very busy time in my life, so this wasn't the best showcase of my abilities. But yes, this, as you're going to see, this Specs Flamethrower is going to do an absolute shit ton to my Quaquaval. I am allowed to pick up the kill here, fortunately. Obviously, there's no reason for that to preserve the Chiyu, but we are going to see the Quagsire come back in. Actually, no, I think we see the Rotom come back in, because this Mon lives any hit from my Quaquaval. And a discharge into Hydro Pump would take out the rest of my team, unfortunately. I'm fairly certain if this Rotom's got any physical defense, it will live. Yeah, it'll definitely live from full because it's 100%. But yes, that is unfortunate. As you see here, my opponent's going to bring in just click discharge, and I am unfortunately in range from this discharge. But yes, so this is going to be an unfortunate 3-0 loss, but it's still a close one, even though I was. As you see, this does almost kills it, but as he's got some bulk then. But yeah, so even in my darkest hour, I can still lose with a respectable differential. You know, I didn't get 5-0 or 6-0 or anything like that. It's a 3-0 loss, but hey, we take those. I'm mainly in this game. I'm mainly in this league to have fun and to try out this YouTube style. So I'm giving it a good go. As you see here, he's going to just my Ursaluna is going to come out, and it's just going to unfortunately get picked off by a Hydro Pump. A miss would have been appreciated, but again, my Ursaluna would not have been able to take on. It might have, to be fair. Actually, I might have won. I might have won if that Hydro Pump would have missed, because I would have lived a hit from the Cyclozar, possibly, and killed the Quagsire. But hey, that is it, unfortunately. But as these things go, sometimes these things just happen. But anyway, we are the Winchester Medichamps. Even though we are unfortunately 1-3 at this time, we are not going to stop. We are going to keep pushing forward, and we will be victorious in our Week 5 matchup. Hopefully, I feel confident within the matchup, so I'm hoping to win. But as always, I appreciate everyone who watches this video. Feel free to leave a like below and comment and subscribe if you would appreciate it. I would be very grateful. And GG, well played to ShadedEel, my opponent. I will leave his link in the description, as well as everyone's channels for the PDD. A great selection of people we got in here. But yeah, and as always, that's it. If you'd like to kick punch that like button, I appreciate it. But as always, this is Blaze signing off. Peace.